video, I'm going to show you how I took this piece from a little girl's pink bedroom piece to an adult storage piece using Wise Owl 1 hour enamel.
Hey everybody, this is Amy from Blackberry Belle Upcycled, and I'm here in my garage and I'm about to get started on my next project. So this is an armoire. I don't know how old it is, but I would guess it's probably 40, 50, 60 years old. It has been painted, and I'm going to be updating a little bit from, I think it was probably used in a little girl's room, because on the inside it is all pink. So I have a lot of painting cut out for me. These drawers are all completely covered in pink paint. So I will be repainting all of that. Now, the question I asked myself is, should I spray this piece? But I haven't answered myself yet. I think I'm just going to brush it. So I may regret that. But I am going to be using two colors from Wise Owl paint. These are in the 1 hour enamel line. You can see these. Earth and Ash and Wrought Iron. So Earth and Ash is kind of a blue-green color, kind of a gray blue-green. I don't even know what color to call it, but we'll look at it in a minute. And Wrought Iron is the color of wrought iron. It's kind of a brownish-black color. So I think I'm going to use the wrought iron on the inside and the Earth and Ash on the outside. I put out a poll to my family and friends, and all of them agreed that they liked Earth and Ash, except one liked wrought iron on the outside, and Earth and Ash is the second color. But she was okay when I told her I was going to do the Earth and Ash on the outside, the wrought iron on the inside. I think either way would have been fine. But I'm going to go with Earth and Ash on the outside and wrought iron on the inside. So this piece I picked up from a friend's garage sale, and I got a pretty good deal on it. So I just love the piece. I like the size of it. I like the amount of storage that it has. I think it would be an awesome storage piece for somebody. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean it really well. And what I use to clean is Simple Green and shop towels. And sometimes I use different things, but lately this has been my go-to. And mainly because I can just spray it on, clean, wipe it off, and I don't have to rinse. So that is easy to use for me. The good thing about this piece, besides that it's really cute, is that it's already painted. So I will not have to use any primer. It's really in good shape. It's very sturdy. It's a heavy solid wood piece. And it's in great shape. So once I clean it up, I will do a little scuff sand with about a 120. You could do 100, 120, 150, somewhere in that range. But 120 is what I normally use. And I'll do a little scuff sand, clean up the dust from that, and then I'll remove the hardware and get going on it, get going on the painting. So here we go. So I am just opening up the Earth and Ash 1 hour enamel and stirring because I have never used it before. And I feel like when I look at the paint swatch, it looks greenish, and this looks greenish. But when I Google Earth and Ash Wise Owl 1 hour enamel, when I Google that and look at projects that people have done with it, it looks kind of blue. So I'm thinking maybe it's the lighting on the cameras when they take the pictures or something, because this definitely looks like a gray green. So I just wanted to do that really quickly before I got started and make sure it wasn't going to be more of a blue color, but that's what we're looking at. Yeah. I think that's gorgeous. Looks kind of grayish here on the camera, but I definitely see the green in it.
Okay, I've got the first coat of earth and ash on the outside, and I wanted to show you what a light coat it is. You are able to see that white paint peeking through on all the sides. And I did do the insides of the doors. Ooh, that pink looks really bright now. That is going to be wrought iron, which is a dark brown black color. But I did do this little trim part on the inside just to have a little bit of a contrast in there. Plus it just kind of made sense to paint that part. So I am about to put the second coat of this on, and then once I've put the second coat of this on, I'll start on the wrought iron.
Okay, I wanted to show you the difference. And this is one coat, this is two coats. And I'm still seeing a couple of little spots that I'm going to have to come back and touch up for the third coat. But look at the difference in coverage. So really the first coat is just a thin coat that you put down so that the remaining coats will stick well. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make, especially with Wiseowl 1 Hour Enamel, because it is a thinner paint. So it kind of comes out streaky like this on the first coat. And what people tend to do is they want to cover everything on that first coat. And then it gets too thick. It probably will start dripping. It'll leave drip marks. So the best way to handle this paint is to put on a thin coat first. Second coat, you can put on a little bit thicker. It's going to self-level, and you're not going to be able to see those brush strokes hardly at all, if at all. So that's the best way to do any type of furniture painting with almost any paint that I can think of. Don't try to cover it with one coat. It's not going to happen, number one. And number two, you're just setting yourself up for a mess. So wanted to show you that before I keep going. A roller here. It's like a spongy foam roller, and I've poured some paint into a paper plate. Now you can use a tray, but paper plates just work great for me because when I'm finished I can throw it away. But you can use a tray, and I've seen people take aluminum foil to line their tray so that then they can just pick the foam up, throw it away. So now we're going to start on the wrought iron color. And I like to load my brush up and make sure it's covered on all sides, and then kind of wipe off the excess. So let's get started on the wrought iron on the inside. And same process, you're going to do a light coat for the first coat, and then the second coat is where it's all going to start to look right. Now I'm going to use the foam roller for everything that I can get to with it, and then I'll come back with a brush and touch up the edges. having dinner with a couple of good friends, one that I talk to about every day and one I haven't talked to in a while. But I have been painting all day, and I wanted to tell you a couple of things. Number one, on this piece, I should have primed it. Now, I know some of you are probably like, well, yeah, you should have. I knew that from the beginning. But I didn't think about covering the pink. It was just as bad as the red. Like, if you ever have to paint over red, you might as well just prime it. And I know that. But for some reason, I wasn't thinking about the pink. And it's like Pepto-Bismol pink. It's like Barbie pink. And I've put 2 coats of the wrought iron dark gray color over that pink, and it's still showing through. So I'm gonna put 1 more coat on it, and I think it's gonna work. I'm just gonna let it dry while I'm gone, and tomorrow morning I'll start again on that. The earth and ash looks great, but
turn right onto Monterey Road.
But that wrought iron color I'm just struggling. I'm on the struggle bus with covering up that pink, but I think it'll happen. And I just wanted to say that while I was thinking about it. Well, this is day 3 on the project, and I was able to get the second coat of both the inside and the outside done yesterday, as well as I got the handles painted gold. I painted over the hinges with gold, but I've got some touch-ups to do, like here. So I'll have to paint those with the earth and ash color. I've got a few little touch-ups to do, but the big thing I have to do is put a 3rd coat, because this pink was very hard to cover, as I told you. This is after 2 coats, and it's hard to see in here. It's probably easier to see if I back off. But as you can see, it's very streaky. But I think I let it dry overnight, so it's good and dry. If you try to paint over anything that's even vaguely wet, you're going to pull the paint off, which I did in a few places on here. So the places that it's the streakiest is probably where it was still a little bit damp. I tried to go over it with a 2nd coat, and it pulled the paint up. So at that point, I just decided to let it dry overnight and then come back today. So that's what I'm going to do now. And hopefully, after doing a little touch up on the earth and ash and a 3rd coat of the wrought iron, I'll be able to get the drawers back in here.
I was finally able to complete this project after having COVID and going out of town for a few days. I was able to get back and just completely finish this one. It did take about 4 coats of the wrought iron on the inside to cover that pink, and I will use primer next time. Lesson learned. If you like this video and you'd like to learn more about what I do with furniture or thrifting or how to fix up a booth, or you just like watching my videos, I would appreciate it if you would like this video. Give me some comments down below. I would love some friendly comments, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.